Welcome to Monday night's episode of the Blitz Pickup, where Miami completely got obliterated by the Browns, 31-6 yesterday. There's more finger pointing. There's subliminal shots being taken. I don't know where to go from here at this point. I'm over it. Catch me next season. There's also a very interesting video that's been circulating around from a Cleveland defender. If anybody else has seen that on Twitter today, without anything else from me other than a headache, Tony, come on
up. Is your headache coming from the game yesterday, or what? What's going on?
I don't know.
They get on your nerves. What's happening?
From the game, from the everything. You know what? That I know. There's 2 days until the basketball season's back, and I'm good. I'll see y'all next season. I already got my combine jacket on. Like I'm good.
That's crazy. We're on the football. We're on football podcast talking about basketball. The season is over with. We done. Y'all got just talking about the opening night. No one watches basketball in the regular season.
I do.
Yeah, you do.
I am.
The Dolphins pushed you to that brink that you watching basketball during the
I'm starting to feel better for almost everybody in the chat knows how much of a diehard Sixers fan that I am. I almost feel better that I renewed a full season ticket holder package for the 76ers than to watch this train wreck.
Yo, this is complete. Hey, let's shout out to first of all the homie Lou. He's under the weather. He said he's gonna try to pull up, but if y'all was there earlier, y'all know he wasn't feeling too well. So, but listen, man, we had a great game yesterday, right? Everything we had a good time up here watching that exciting bomb burner. No, let me stop. Let me stop. Well, man, listen, man, let's get straight into it. We got a lot to talk about, obviously, for obvious reasons. So, man, let's get into it, Jess.
All right, so obviously, very clearly, we got embarrassed, obliterated, whatever word you want to use yesterday. 31-6, the final score. How do you feel?
We got dog walk. That's the first thing is we got dog walk. That's the word we're gonna use. Not obliterated, nothing. But I would listen. The first thing that I want to point out is the Cleveland Browns, people. It was the Cleveland Browns. This is who we lost to, right? And obviously, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. Mike McDaniel, tour. The team seemed like they're in complete turmoil, right? But I attempted to go back and watch some plays earlier today, and I couldn't. It was just like, what are we doing here? I don't want to revisit that game. I don't want to talk about the game. Obviously, I'm going to talk about it now. But I just want to reiterate, it was the Cleveland Browns who we lost to, right? Dylan Gabriel. Let me give you some stats. How you feel about 12 for 23, 100 yards passing, 0 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, a 24.1 QB rating? I think if I were to tell you before going into this game, would it be the rookie quarterback Dylan Gabriel on what is only his second start, right? His second or third start, or would it be a quarterback, a 6th overall pick? Hold on, Dylan Gabriel was drafted in the 3rd round, correct? 3rd round, I think third or 4th, but it's one of those. Wherever he was drafted, right? Or I'm gonna say 163. I'm not gonna say the 212 everyone been saying. 163 million quarterback that led the league in passing and going into his 6th year. What is currently in his 6th year? Who would you have thought would have had those numbers?
Definitely would have thought it would be Dylan Gabriel. And yes, he was the 94th overall pick in the 3rd round.
94th overall pick, as opposed to the 5th overall pick. But ladies and gentlemen, those were Tua Tagovailoa numbers. 12 for 23. That's under 50%. Am I correct? Yeah, you ain't got to answer that. Yes. For 100 yards, Tua threw
100 yards is crazy. Like, what is
100
that?
yards, 0 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. QB rating of 24.1. And we have people still in this fan base that don't think that is a problem, that we have a problem at quarterback. Now, I want to say this. Let me preface this by saying this. Tua is not the only reason. So let's get that out in front for the Game Boy 305, the Pablo Diaz, and all of the Tuaneers that's gonna Mike Best, all of those people. Let me say this clearly. Tua is not the only reason, but he is the main reason. And he should be the main focus because that game was embarrassing. All over. Defense gave up 31 points. 31 points to the Cleveland Browns. That's what's hard to wrap my head around. The Cleveland Browns, he gave up 31 points to. First of all, look, it's 33 of y'all in the building. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We are almost at 690.
There's only 16 likes right now.
16 likes, 33. Y'all can do better than that. We're almost at 690. Road to 700. So if this is y'all first time, make sure y'all subscribe. But listen, this is the Cleveland Browns that I'm talking about. That yes, we were on the road. There was a little bit of, I'll say, drain or delay. I got a clip for you, Tony, from UNC and and Acho. I'll see that later. Nene. It's a Shake say damn Tua. Damn Tony, I feel left out of the Tua near club. I'm sorry. Shake money. Okay, you're to Tua near is YouTube. For all of y'all, Tua is not the main problem. But he threw 3 interceptions, right? And we're gonna talk about that clip a little bit later. But this team didn't show up. Y'all know we had 6 fumbles. We fumbled the ball 6 times. 2 or 3 times. Got the Quinn Ewers twice, and obviously Dean Eskridge on the kickoff return. We only lost 1 of them, but we fumbled the football 6 times. You know how many turnovers and fumbles or anything they had? The Cleveland Browns? 0. They're 0. That was a complete embarrassment. Anyone that watched that game should have been embarrassed. Should have nothing good to say about this team. Now, I want to talk about something that pissed me off really, really bad when I saw this. You remember everyone was talking about, I ain't gonna say everyone, but there was people out saying, the fans are Tua. And a lot of people that was keeping it objective saying, I can't wait till we move on for Tyreek because I feel like the ball would be moved more distributed more evenly. But I think you have a number 1 wide receiver for a reason, correct?
Right.
Now, Tua, he threw the ball to, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 different defenders. Let me ask you a question. Out of this, if you had the remedy thing, and I asked you, who you think had the most targets on our team?
Yesterday?
Yeah.
Waddle.
Don't guess to try to be right. Waddle, right? Wide receiver number 1. Who would you say would be the second, have the second most targets?
A-Chain.
A-Chain. Okay. Let me give you this one. Who would you say would be the third? Have the third most target? You get dicey right there, right? It gets a little dicey. Maybe Malik Washington.
Maybe. He was. Yeah.
Maybe if what's his name? Darren Waller was injured. Injured. You think he'll be the third target?
Yeah. I would put him at 3rd.
Let me give you the target distribution.
Mm-hmm.
Now I told you it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 different players he had attempts. Number 1 with 8 targets, Malik Washington. Red flag right there. First thing, Malik Washington had the number 1 targets. Number 2 targets. Now Malik, I said 8, right? Number 2, you expect that if he had 8, A-Chan and Waddle, you would say what? Maybe tied for 8, maybe 7 or 6 or something like that nature. A-Chan at number 2 with 5 targets. 5. Now A-Chan was leading in targets. Our most dynamic player, he had 5. Waddle tied with Westbrook and Keeney with 4 targets. Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. We don't know the numbers, but isn't Waddle making somewhere around the lines of $27 to $28 million per year?
Oh,
And Tyreek is down. So Waddle is receiver number 1, correct?
correct.
4 targets. Mind you, one of the targets was he was in the game way too late, and Quinn Ewers almost got him killed. So without starting quarterback in for, let's say, 3.5 quarters, he had 3 attempts. 3. Y'all think that what Mike McDaniel wanted to do? Y'all think Mike McDaniel went in to this game saying, I'm going to give Waddle only 3 attempts? 4 attempts?
No, I would hope not.
Now, when we come out and we blame Mike McDaniel, he's calling the play calls, and this is the reason that Waddle isn't getting the attempts and the targets, because he's not wide receiver number 1. Typically, is Tyreek, and let's just say Achane is breakout. He's starting to become more of an impact. Okay, so the maturation of Achane, cool. Right now, Waddle was wide receiver number 1, and he had 4 targets. That's completely unacceptable. Then you had Tanner Carter with 3, Dean Esker 2, Artie Gordon 2, Julian Hill 2. That is not a recipe for success. That's not a winning recipe. I'm sorry. You understand? And I'm gonna be real with you. We can't blame the run game, because when they were running the ball, Achane was averaging, I wrote it down, 6.3 yards per carry. 6.3 yards per carry. He had that long 46-yard run, and he finished with 13 for 82. He had 13 carries. In the game, now, if you remember, Jazz, when I was up there, I was complaining about why are they throwing the football?
Mm-hmm.
Why? Lewis was like, oh, no, because I don't mind going deep, this and that. I'm seeing the bubble screens, and I'm like, of all games, you have to establish the run. You have to. To me, it was a no-brainer.
Yeah.
They never stuck with that. Then you fall behind, and it gets crazy. Right? Now, the second, when was that? Do you remember when that fumble was? Was that fumble the opening kickoff? I don't remember. Was it the opening return? Let me see if I could go back real quick, y'all. Give me a second. Let me go back and see the play-by-play to see when was that fumble. I wonder, was it? No, it wasn't. It was in the beginning of the first half.
Yeah.
Okay, is it being the first half? So here we go. Let me go. Here we go. To start off, now mind you, we went in half down 17-6. 17-6.
Correct.
You remember the final score, Jess?
31-6.
So that means we ain't scoring the second half? I'm trying to figure out. I'm sorry, Jess. I just want you to help me out, because I must have been dreaming. I must have I couldn't be watching the same game. Maybe I wasn't. We scored 6 points in the first half against the Cleveland Browns, and 0 in the second half. 0. It's crazy. And then we open up our first drive. We opened it up with a pick 6.
And it went down from there.
6. It was already down here at 17-6. But at the opening drive, you start off with a pick 6. This is I want all of the Tua apologists, the Tua-neers, all of the ones that say we always focus on Tua and the offensive line and this is and that. I mean, who are we blaming? Offensive line played atrocious. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
But when that video that we saw, that you just so happened to mention, did you see the video?
I did see the video.
Do you remember what the young man, the gentleman, what he was saying before he caught the interception?
He said, "Give it to me, Tua."
Hey, give it to me. Hey,
I didn't say it.
yo.
He said, "Give it to me, Tua." He said,
Hey,
it
yo, I'm not going to. Hey, that's
time.
a pause, man. Listen, but
It's Dane in the chat because he gonna call it out.
that is wow. He basically manifested the interception. He was watching and he was hoping Tua went to Tanacona because of what? Because of Tua's tendencies. Tendencies. Yeah. And the people that were saying, P said, Paul said, I thought that was that was not AI. No. I'd see that and they give it to me too as wow. He understood two tendencies. Now, when we come out and we say, hey, Mike McDaniel offense have been figured out. No, it hasn't. The quarterback's tendencies have been figured out. Now we're playing Atlanta Falcons. I want to remind y'all 2 years ago when we played Atlanta Falcons in the preseason, they had the joint practice, and as you remember, the joint practice ended with a pick six, sort of to this, like this. Oh, Chef Drew. Shout out to Chef Drew in the building. 28 likes, 41 people in the room. Hit that like button, please. Please, my good people, hit that like button. Yes, of course. Of course. Hold on. So now, give me 1 second. 1 second, y'all. I gotta do something real quick. Bingo. All right, there we go. Sorry, y'all. Might have a special guest. I just got a little message from. So listen. Oh, shut. Listen. You beat me to the point. Hey, check this out. Now, all the Tornadoes, everyone, if y'all remember the Atlanta Falcons joint practice, that cornerback said he remembered from going against Tua in college, that he looks you off, but he's going to go right there. And what his coaches told y'all, to stay in the lane because he's coming back here. Just stay in your area. He's going to come back here. No matter, don't watch his eyes because that's the oldest trick in the book. Don't allow him to do that. And people are starting to figure out his tendencies. Now what's going on? Hey, hold on, wait. No, there were two notes. Say Luke come out of high and must have. Saw 305 wasn't here. His name 411, I might add. But listen, if y'all don't understand from watching the game, he's starting to regress, and it's not looking good, right? And for that to happen, and you see a guy basically daring Tua to throw in that area. He's daring him there because he knows he didn't move. He was waiting right there, faked and jumped that route before you even know it. Now you remember when he did that when the Buffalo game, when Terrell Bernard did the same thing, and everyone was trying to say, "Oh, it's because Tanacona don't garner no respect," and whatever. You know that was the problem. No, I kept telling y'all he saw that before. Even Terrell Bernard came out and said, "Y'all seen that play? I knew he was going there." So he jumped the route. They're understanding and learning to his tendencies. But people are failing to acknowledge this, which is the problem. But you want to know what's funny, Jess? And shout out, hold on. First of all, let me, where's my manners? Shout out to the homie Finn Sanity showing up. Y'all know whenever we talk to her, she's the, I don't know. It says I hate. I don't know if I could take this. It say hate. I hate Tua Inc. But she was the biggest Tua.
She was
Tua non. I think she was the leader Tua non at one point. I'm not sure, but Vicinity, how are you? Welcome to the show.
Okay. I was not the leader of Two and What is?
Yeah, you was.
I was the
That's
leader
my
of the
story, and I'm
Church
sticking
of
to it.
Tuanon. Church of Tuanon, not of Tuanon. The Church of Tuanon.
Oh, sorry. Okay, my bad. Let me get it
church.
first.
I don't want to. I don't need Tuanon and its entity coming after me. That's
okay.
not what
My
I created.
apologies. Let me get it
I was
correct.
the Church of Tuanon. Hello.
Shout out, Chef Drew. I'm gonna let you get this. Good evening. I'm gonna let you get your spiel. Let me get this one part off real quick about the interception and what Tua did. So just Chef Drew said he remembered that. Right now, I did a post earlier and about showing the interception, and I said, and I was being sarcastic, and I said, this is the front office, Mike McDaniel, and the offensive line's fault that he threw that interception. And lo and behold, I had people come on and respond to me and point out how Mike McDaniel, Chris Greer, and the offensive line problem is the problem with this team. And I was basically saying none of that has anything to do with Tua throwing his interceptions. And they responded with, oh, but I did say Tua and everyone had a problem. I mean, was part of the problem. And I'm like, that is part of the problem. You have to be a Tua fan because our critique of Tua, our biggest criticism is when he takes responsibility, he doesn't take full responsibility or sole responsibility without including anyone else. Which is later on, we're going to get into that with the back and forth with him and Mike McDaniel. But I just wanted to point out, Tua is not the only, it's the fans that fell into realize his downfalls and his flaws, right? So remember this when he's throwing these interceptions and players are recognizing and understand his tendencies. These are the reasons why we need a quarterback that can escape the pocket, that can extend plays, and that could create something out of nothing. That's why you want a playmaker back there. Dolphin Don, what's up? Blitz Pickup and fam. Shout out to you, my brother. But Vicinity, welcome. What you got for us?
Good evening, everybody. I don't think you had to associate me with Tuanon. I definitely I left Tuanon for the 8th time last year on your show. No, like I left Tuanon for the 8th time on your show live. I let people come.
I don't remember that.
Huh?
I don't remember that.
It's there. I threw the hat. I was. Shout out to Jahmyr Gibbs for having a 78-yard touchdown, and prayers up to Mike Evans because he is seriously injured right now. And
really?
Yeah. You
just told me that. Oh my God. Yeah, that fantasy. Yeah, I just lost that. Jahmyr Gibbs has 24 points already, and I'm going up against
Shout out to Jess. Jess, get them points, girl. Listen.
No, that's not in this league. That's not in that league. I'm done.
I have Gibbs in a different league.
Okay. My opponent basically is done at this point. But go ahead. Sorry for sending you. Go ahead.
No. Well, I'm not a part of the Church of Tuanon. I hate Tua Inc. is now the new thing. And let's get past that because I don't need me and Tua being associated with each other anymore. Right? I've allowed criticism. I have, talked, vastly about my criticisms towards him. So, I'm not a part of Tuanon. I'm not a Tuaneer. Me and Tua are no longer synonymous, parallel, anything. Let that be clear. So, yesterday, what did that reek of? Well, you know what it reeked of? It reeked of the similarity and the correlation of when Tua needed that contract. Remember that practice they had? And it was Tua just going off? And this reeked of, we need to showcase Tua so he can somehow get back into the good graces of his teammates. Tua, you go out there, you put on a show. Because to Tony's point, why are we throwing the ball that much? Why? Does it make sense? But you're thinking, oh, this is a Cleveland team. They suck. Tua's going to be able to go put up numbers. And what does he do? All eyes on him. you don't have a chance to win back the locker room, because I don't think even a performance against the Browns would have done it. But it reeked of, you know what? Let's go silence some of the noise a little bit. Let's go out. Let's go have a stat padded game. Oh, look at them throwing in the rain. And what do we get? Not one, not two, 3 interceptions. I promise you, after the second interception, I threw my phone and I said, what are we doing? I said, if he ain't lost the team before this, you definitely lost it now. Because what is this game plan other than you are literally trying to make this guy look better than what he needs to look right now? The nails were already in the coffin. You come back, you apologize. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, keep that same energy. The way you called out Tyreek, keep that same man in the mirror energy when it comes to yourself. An apology in the media isn't going to do it. You had to go out there and play. You had to go out there and show that you could be that guy. And on that stage, it's not prime time. It's against the Browns. It's against a rookie quarterback with a rookie running back with Jesus. And Dylan Gabriel didn't have to do a darn thing.
You want me to give you his numbers real quick?
I know. You go ahead, give them to the people, because I know them. Give them to the people, Tony.
Dylan Gabriel, y'all want to see this? This is the crazy part about it, because I think he only had 414. Let me go look. Dylan Gabriel, 13 for 18, 116 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions.
Exactly.
Wait, hold on. So wait, let me land it so you can land your point. So that means they killed us in the run game, right? You would say that, right? As a team, they had 33 rushes for 104 yards, only 3.2 yards per carry. But go ahead, Vicinity, go ahead.
How dare you, with your franchise quarterback, allegedly, your starting running back, there's no allegedly around that. He is your starting running back. You're a first round wide receiver, and you go out and you do what with that?
6 points.
You go out and do that. What with that? Not against a veteran quarterback. This was literally the road was paved for you. Don't turn the ball over. Don't make mistakes. Hand the ball off and let Devon Achane go to work. If there was ever a time where you just said, O-line, show up. Clock is running. Low scoring game. Minimum mistakes. A dude did not have to figure out anything other than don't make a mistake. That was their game plan. And what did we do? We did everything except for what needed to be done, just so that we could try to put some bandages on a wound that is not going to be healed or fixed. Let's call a spade a spade. Those men will never turn it around when it comes to their thoughts of Tua. It is already done. It is already over for them. It is over for Tua. It is what it is. The people who want to, like him as a person, cool. The people that are his friends, cool. But the real leaders in that locker room already know what it is. And instead of you just going out and trying to find a way to simplify and win a game, what do? You make it harder than what it needs to be. Oh, we need to do some PR damage control. We need the media to be talking about the amazing performance that Tua had against the Cleveland Browns. Are you kidding me? Again, we're talking about the Browns. You thought they was going to give them praise for the Browns? Like, how delusional are we? Like, come on. And I get it. And I think that's why they have gone so far to try to repair this. But it's like quicksand. The more they push against it, the worse it gets, and the more they extinct themselves. And it is just what it is.
This is whatever happened to Tua just need to stay healthy. How far we came. I'll say this, right? I'm sorry. This is reading that stats. Do y'all know? I'm looking at this. Wow, look, I'm so frustrated. I just backed out of the whole goddamn app. Y'all understand? I didn't even notice this until now. As a team, As a team, the Browns had 206 yards total. We only had 219. So how in the world do they end up with 31 points and we only have 6? We had 57 total plays. They had 53. We had 12 drives. They had 11. We had 120 passing yards. They had, with the sacks, this is all with the sacks included, they had 102. We had 99 rushing yards. They had 104. We what's the time of possession? We had the football for 28 minutes and 15 seconds. They had the football for 31 minutes and 45 seconds. Someone please explain to me how they end up with 31 points and we ended up with 6. Don't worry, I'll tell you. 4 turnovers. 4 turnovers. Kick return, fumble the football, they score on that drive. This is in the first half. You go down at halftime 17-6, and the very first drive coming out of halftime is a pick 6 by your so-called franchise quarterback. That's 24-6 right there. 24-6 right there. Now, if you take away, that's just give them the fumble, and they scored the 17-6. If you continue to run the ball and you don't throw the ball, you're only down 11 points. 11-point game. And inclement weather, it's raining, and you want a weak arm quarterback throwing the football. He's been doing terrible. Now, I don't know if y'all see the new one. His thumb is part of the problem. With the offensive line, especially on the pass blocking tip, they look trash. At the very least, you shorten the game so you don't get embarrassed like this. But no, great point, Vicinity. You know what we call that? I'm going to tell you what we call it, a get-right game. I was listening to Joe Rose earlier, and you know what he said? He said something very interesting. He said, you don't think Cleveland Browns are thinking the same thing about us? That we're the get-right game? I said, you know what? Me being a fan, I ain't look at it from that perspective. But it turned out to be we were the get-right game. That get-right game. And you want to know why? Listen, 48 of y'all in the building. Well, 47 now. Please hit the like, hit the subscribe button if this is y'all first time. Hit the subscribe. We trying to get to 700 really quick. So if y'all haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button and hit the like button. But to my point, you want to know why this was a good get-right game? Let me give y'all some numbers. 16, 17, 13, 10, and 9. If I ask Jess and Vicinity, if y'all think those, what do you think those numbers will come from? 16, 17, 13, 10, and 9. Where do you think I got those numbers from? This is a quick guess.
The receiving?
The receiving yards. What you think, Jess?
I don't know anymore.
I got you. I'm going to tell y'all what that was. Those are the points that Cleveland scored in the 6th game before they got to us. 5 games before they got to us. 16 points.
What numbers again? Okay.
16 points, 17 points, 13 points, 10 points, 9 points, and then they get to us and they score 31 points. Now, if you pay attention, they haven't scored more than 17 the whole season prior to getting to us, and they had 17 at the half. Wow. What are we supposed to do with that? What are we supposed to do with that? That team scored 31 points on us, and they had less than 210 yards total. Do you understand how bad and pathetic that is? You know how terrible of a franchise you have to be for a team like that to use you as a get-right game? This is, if you was in college, this is homecoming. If you were in high school, this is your homecoming. This is the team you schedule for your homecoming, so everyone can have a good time, and at least for once in the season, you get to enjoy a football game, enjoy your team. That's what that was supposed to be. Your get right game, and we turned out to be their get right game. That is completely unacceptable. That is crazy. But this is where we are. This is completely where we are right now. I have one more.
Sorry, this is not funny, but it is funny. Remember a few years ago we had our shirts that said, "I wish it was colder." Could you imagine?
My God.
Could you imagine if they popped out yesterday with shirts that said, "I wish it was wetter"?
Hey, yo, come on. She
Sorry, my pause moment.
Really?
Joe, it's not Friday. It's not Friday. Oh my goodness. But listen,
I know it just came to mind. I was like,
that was, I mean, just that. I know you asked my thoughts, and we both just so happened to go on a tangent on the foolishness of that game. But I'm ready for the next question because that right there was a little wild. Can you give me the next question? Oh my God. Hold on, Paul. 28. You still have the energy to go to the Falcons game next week? Yes, because I will be up there. I'm actually flying out this Thursday morning for business, so I'm already gonna be there for Thursday, Friday. So I'm staying Saturday, Sunday, go to the game. Yes, sir. And I have my number one pick, possibly my favorite running back in the league, Bijan Robinson. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, Jess, next question, please.
okay. Actually, before we move on completely, right, to go to some media things, I have one more question for you. Are you still as patient as Stephen Ross is? Why did I throw that out there?
Hey, wait, hold on. I'm patient when it depends. Define patient. Like, I don't want them to fire no one. I'm just
hold that thought. We'll come back to this because I know. Yeah, I know. I just wanted to know.
I lost my pen. I mean, listen, man. The fuse is running short. I'll give you that. Yes.
All right. So, in addition to some videos by Cleveland players, we've also seen some videos of some subliminal shots back and forth from Tua and Mike McFerry. So
don't disrespect my quarterback.
So,
all right, hit me up, Paul. Just hit me up. I'll be out there. Sorry, go ahead. He said he's gonna be in Atlanta.
Tua, I don't really know what he was talking about in his presser because I was apparently just as confused as everybody else. And Mike said he expects us not to throw 10 interceptions. Well, he expects Tua not to throw 10 interceptions. We're not throwing them.
Right.
But he also stated that, Tua is still the starter and that is his quarterback.
Yeah.
And I want to highlight that he did specifically say Tua is still his quarterback.
I mean,
if that keeps significance later on, because really we've constantly stated that nobody in the locker room respects Tua, right? We've constantly said we feel that the other players are not. So it seemingly seems that Mike McDaniel is the only person that Tua has on his side, and him claiming that's still his quarterback is like a shot at everybody else. In my eyes, I may be reaching, but I'm just saying.
I wouldn't say that. I think I don't listen. I think where do we start with these two? So hold on. You know what? Before we get y'all remember the tour in the offseason? I remember I had a video and I checked earlier before we got on to see if I still had the video clip. So you mind if I play a video clip real quick? Let me go find
Go
it.
ahead. Sure. I'm going to go
Let
get
me
a
go.
prop right now. You know, we like to
No,
have props in this show.
I'm
just
just
gonna get something real
I got
quick.
23 seconds of Tua speaking on some certain things about. Just listen.
Well, only time will tell when we get to play on Sunday. So we know what the expectations are for our team. We know what the standard is for our team as a unit, right? Special teams, offense, and defense. We got to go show that. You know, you don't just talk about that. Yeah, sure, you want to talk about it within the team, but we got to go show that. Enough with the talking. We just got to go show it.
I would like to point out at the end, he said, enough with the talking. We just got to go to show. And all he's been doing, and now Mike McDaniel, is talking. Every time, the past 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, this team has been in the media for foolishness that came out of our so-called franchise quarterback mouth. Now he's throwing teammates under the bus. Now he seems like he's taking a shot at Mike McDaniel. Jess, you know what you failed to mention when it came to the shots back and forth? You remember Tua basically was trying to insinuate, how I took it, that he's basically trying to multitask and seem as he's helping to do Mike McDaniel's job as well as his.
Yes. I did forget to mention that.
I mean, he out there said, "Oh, I'm trying to get guys to come along with me."
What do you mean by that?
Tua, what you mean by that, bro? I saw him a little bit extra animated, a little more animated than usually in the game when he thought that he wasn't getting the play call. Seemed like he was trying to show someone up, as if to say it's not my fault. Y'all remember the statements when Mike McDaniel? I pay attention. See, y'all don't pay attention. I do. Y'all remember the statements Mike McDaniel made when he said the frustrating part when they were asking him about the play call getting in late in that Buffalo game. You remember when you had them back-to-back penalties, and Mike McDaniel his response was the frustrating part about it is it was not because the play call was getting in late. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that? I do. I remember that. And then you have this guy go out this time and says, being animated, pointing at his headphones, insinuating he's not getting the play call, all to realize that it's because the people upstairs was reviewing the play. They didn't turn the microphone on in your headphones.
Hmm?
Yes, you can watch it. You see that they restarted the play clock back to 40 because they didn't turn on the microphones. So to me, I'm sorry. Seemed like those two. It seemed like Mike McDaniels is starting because to understand what the teammates have been saying about Tua when it comes down to him holding grudges, him not being held accountable. Seems like he's starting to figure this out because now all of a sudden, Tua throws a shot, Mike McDaniel throws a shot, and now it seems like Tua throwing more shots. You know what I thought about that? I was saying, this is what happens when the first thing you do is you focus on building him up and not holding him accountable. Remember, first thing, FaceTiming him, tell him how great he was. He presented the 700 plays. Nowhere in his beginning stages were there accountability for Tua's play. Nowhere in that. And now we're reaping. Well, we're not even reaping the benefits of it because it's not beneficial to us. But now we're seeing what happens when you coddle a player, more specifically, your franchise quarterback who's supposed to be the most scrutinized player on your team and hold the most accountability out of anyone on this team because they're deemed to be the leader. And I did explain to a lot of people, Tua is not a leader, which is why I had a problem. Hey, Jess, I might want to poke shots at an individual that's blessed our stage when I had asked about this, backstage. And I said, you know what? I'm not even going to take shots at Lewis because he's not here. But Lou, when you come back, my brother, I remember telling you, and you did it. You did admit to these people that I was right. But I remember telling all these people, yeah, he's saying the right things, but he's not the one to say it. There's a reason I say he wasn't the one to say it. Because of his personality, and people aren't going to respect him.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't going to take side. You know this is what happens when you don't show up, my brother. But listen, when Mike McDaniel and Tua, head coach and quarterback, franchise quarterback, start going back and forth in the media, that's when the major problems, major problems come. And Joe Rose himself said, now this is got connections. He pointed out, he said, the guy that got you generational wealth, when everyone was saying you're too injured, you're not consistent enough, and you might not be good enough. When Stephen Ross, let's leave Stephen Ross out of it. When Christopher Greer, when Brendan Shore, and everyone else that probably will have something to do with decision making, maybe Tom Garfinkel, when it was said that they didn't want to pay you, that guy, Mike McDaniel, went to Stephen Ross to bat for you and bang the table for you to get paid and got you set for the rest of your life. And Joe Rose said, that's the guy you throw under the bus? Do y'all understand the betrayal in that? And y'all wonder why our team is full of turmoil. Y'all wonder why the locker room has lost. Y'all wonder why it's a divided locker room, because men are not going to follow someone that they don't respect. I have to respect you to even see your vision, to understand. Everyone from GMs to former players to coaches to media personalities, they came out and said, when Tua went out and threw all his teammates under the bus, right? They said, all that tells us is they don't respect you, my brother. That's not a good look. And you go out and put on this performance after throwing your teammates under the bus, after throwing your head coach under the bus. You go out and you do this? 0 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. No one is talking about the defense. Have any of you, just for sanity, have any of y'all heard anyone talk about how bad the defense played this game, last game? Anyone of y'all?
Nope.
I haven't.
Nope.
I haven't heard no one mention. How many times have y'all heard anyone mention D. Eskridge's fumble on the kickoff return? Haven't heard about it either. You know, we did hear here in the locker room. We heard Tua's comments after the game. We heard Tua throwing 3 interceptions. We heard, how can you play like this after throwing your teammates under the bus? We heard about, oh, what happened to the film? No wonder why people are not showing up for your film sections. We heard all of this stuff because of what Tua said and his performance on the field. No one is even talking about what happened with the rest of the game. And now if you look at, we watched the game, if you look at the numbers, defense didn't play particularly well, but they didn't play bad. Yeah, they gave up 4 rushing touchdowns, but they was in short. One was a 46-yard touchdown run, and the rest of them they was in the red zone for the most part because of turnovers. I'm sorry. A defense that only give up 204-yard total gives up 31 points. Well, technically 24 points. That means we need to figure out what really happened in that game to a team that has been averaging 13 points a game going into it. They flipped it. It was the inverse. It was 31. They turned their 13 into 31. And we have the audacity to not want to put the emphasis on our quarterback play. And we want to talk about getting rid of coaches. And we want to talk about getting rid of front office. We could do it. Let me give y'all some before I switch. I don't know if it's any you want to say something about Tua and Mike McDaniel in the media.
I just want to say I highlighted this comment too. Tua got paid and stopped caring. And shout out to my kids and their little Monopoly money because Tua said, "Show me the money," and we haven't seen anything.
Show me the money, Clemente. Shout out to you. That's a great point. I wrote down Tua's beats. Y'all remember Tua versus Tyreek Hill? Y'all remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all remember Tua versus Ryan Clark? Y'all remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all remember Tua versus Connor Williams? After that snap that came in a little hot in Kansas City? I remember that. Y'all remember Tua versus Aaron Brewer? After that snap that caused the safety in Arizona? Y'all remember that? Y'all remember Tua versus the fans? The chips? Y'all remember Tua versus Cam Newton? The clicker? Now we got Tua versus Mike McDaniel. Now, my mom always told me, you don't have to be the smartest person in the world, but there is one common denominator with all of these outbreaks and these controversial statements. And Tua, if you pointing the finger at every person, at what point of time do you start to point the finger at yourself and realize all of the drama, you're the one common denominator? Do y'all understand that? Do I want to get rid of Christopher Greer? Yes. I would not ever forgive him for doing what he did and paying Tua. Do I want to get rid of Mike McDaniel? Yes. I would never forgive him for going and banging the table to get Tua paid. But I'd be damned if I sit on this platform and not completely give y'all my honest opinion and say, if we had better quarterback play, we wouldn't be complaining about this offensive line like we are. We wouldn't be complaining about this the defense the way we are. And we most definitely wouldn't. Keep receipts. Thank you, Nene. He also said I keep receipts. And we also won't be talking about the owner. We won't be talking about nothing but how our team is performing. But instead, we're sitting here worrying, is it the owner? Is it the GM? Is it the quarterback? Is it the offensive line? Is it the defensive line? Is it the secondary? Oh, our front seven is terrible. Now, my good brother ain't here. So if I was going to point out, I try to tell him about the comments. I will point out something that he always tell y'all. Washington looked at trash until they put in Jaden Daniels. This season alone, the Giants looked horrible until they put in Jackson Dart.
Mm-hmm.
So don't tell me that a quarterback cannot come in and change a team. At least make them fight. Drake May look like a completely different quarterback today. And for that, guess what? Now, the Patriots are sitting tied for the second best record in the league. Number 2 in the AFC overall. Leading in the AFC East. Beat Buffalo. Beat the Boogeyman. Drake May in season 2. And y'all gonna tell me we cannot come over here and put most of the blame on Tua? I'm sorry. Listen, man, 51 of y'all in the building. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all subscribe. If it's y'all first time over here, hit that subscribe button. This is where you come get the hard truths, 100% honesty, and no fluff. We tell y'all what's real with our team and what's going on and what needs to be fixed. Thank you, Eric. In Buffalo at that. Went in Buffalo and beat Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. And y'all are going to tell me that we can't come over here and tell y'all that we need better quarterback play because we want to talk about offensive line and everything else? I'm sorry, no. Because the only difference in that game was that yesterday is the quarterback didn't make mistakes. And their team capitalized on our mistakes. They had one good drive, and that was that 46-yard touchdown run by Quinshon Johnson. That's it. Everything else, they were working with a short field for the most part. So don't tell me a quarterback don't make a difference. He does. And y'all should be tired of it. We should be tired of every time we turn around, our franchise quarterback is embarrassing us in the media instead of putting on the field. We should be sick and tired. Because don't get me wrong. There's a lot of smoke to go around for Christopher Greer and Mike McDaniel.
I think there's like a lot of smoke that could go around for Chris Greer and Mike McDaniel, but the difference between them two and Tua is trying to win a popular vote among the fans.
You think so? He said he don't care about that. You remember?
For someone that doesn't care, he says that he doesn't care an awful lot. If someone that doesn't truly care is not going to be consistently in the media as much and saying whatever that he wants to say as much as Tua does. Tua cares. He cares that the fans don't like him.
So you saying he capping?
Yeah.
I believe so. I'm not gonna lie. I believe so.
Like he cares. And
that's the thing.
Care. He don't have that kind of mindset to not care. Because if he did, he would be on that field not throwing as many picks as he does per game at this point. I don't think that's just like I'm not going to say it's just, that's not a only non-football skill. I'm just saying he's going out there. If they're booing him or if they're whatever, that completely throws him off. And that's how you know he cares, because he doesn't have a soul mindset to be out there and be like, no, I need to focus on this game. He hears those boos and that completely throws his mindset off.
That's weak mind. You just admitted that our franchise quarterback have a weak mindset.
And he does.
Wow.
We should have known that years ago when it came to Flores. We knew that he was weak-minded when he was talking all that nonsense, that Flores hurt his fucking feelings.
Thank you, Nene. She just brought up something I was just about to bring up. She said, don't forget about him in interceptions and bunches. And I was just about to bring that. You remember, I was going to bring that up. I forgot he went at him and Omar. Did y'all remember the disgust looked at him? He felt insulted when Omar asked him about what he said. Wow, that's crazy. Turnover in bunches. Y'all remember that? Then he come to find out he has the most since 2020, I think, or whenever it was, 22. He has the most multiple turnover games out of any quarterback. Multiple interception games out of any quarterback. He has the most multiple turnover games out of any quarterback. And he looked at Omar like he was appalled. Like he was disrespecting him. Mm-hmm. Like he didn't know what he was talking about. Exactly. I throw picks and bunches. That's crazy. No, you're crazy for not realizing this. Now, after that, don't he got like 3 games when he threw for multiple interceptions after him saying that's crazy and having multiple turnovers? Except Drew say First Lady. Oh, he says Flores is right. You know what? I don't even have to bring up Flores to get my point across. Let's just focus on what he's doing now. Right now, he's showing that he's not the guy. It's crazy to me. At what point are us as a fan base, are we going to be like, you know what? I supported you as much as I can. But now I have to be, excuse me, we should always be objective. I have to keep it real with myself. I can no longer be a blind fan.
No.
And just hope for the best.
Be already there.
Huh?
I said, as a fan, you should already be there.
Exactly. You should already be there.
That should already be like a for
Like
him
we
to
literally
really be
have
like,
people.
oh wow, like like to be almost like surprised in a way. Like it's almost like, well, I mean, maybe if you weren't always on the sideline keying it up with everybody and actually looking at something, then maybe you would know. But I mean, he can't possibly be that stupid. It's ego at this point. Ego is too high. Like doesn't realize how trash he truly is. But
What? Listen, this is what I.
yeah.
Hey, you know what? That's what. Nene, you can help me out. What are the rules? Admittance or acceptance, whichever the first rule in to recovery or whatever it is. Road to recovery.
Yeah, I know. Okay,
You
like
have to admit that you have the problem. You have to admit that you have a problem.
Yes.
Admit that you have the problem.
Yes.
And if you
Never
don't
got
understand, if you don't realize that, you're never gonna fix the problem. He seems so tone deaf when he's answering these questions in the media. He's throwing people under the bus and then come back and say, "I didn't even think about it that way when I was saying it." The guys they know my intentions, bro. Do you not understand? If the people on the outside understand that as a divided locker room, you should know this too. You should know that that's going to rub people the wrong way. You should know that it's a forbidden rule. It's an unwritten rule that you don't put private conversations out in the public. That doesn't only go for locker rooms. That goes for any situation. But we don't seem to be getting through this guy's head. And that is a problem. Because if you don't realize that you're doing something wrong, you will never fix it. And you will always be like, what's going on? Or think everyone else around you have the problem or they are the issue. You out there in the media say, I'm trying to get people to get on my page and come along with me. What are you talking about? No one wants to go down that road because you're doing bad. You don't even listen to listen. Channing Crowder came out and said, my man, we've been doing all this film work and it's not working. You're not playing better. You're not benefiting from your own meetings. And the first thing you say after you have thrown 3 interceptions is say, I want to see who's going to show up to the film session. I want to see who's going to show up in the film session. My brother, it didn't help you. And I'm not playing as bad as you. So why not understand? Look into that mirror and say, I just talk to that one person. That's it. Talk to that one person. And don't worry about everyone else. When you correct yourself, the best leaders lead by example. Those are the best leaders. Lead by example. Man, listen, you know why I improved my skills? My game has improved? Because I went in the mirror. I looked in the mirror and understand what I was doing wrong. And then I went to the field room and I went to work. I went to the practice field. I got in the books. I did everything that was necessary for me to be better. And you're seeing the benefits of my hard work or the fruits of my labors, whatever you want to say. But you can't go out there and play horrible and then expect people and just demand people to come show up for film work film sessions that aren't working for you. They aren't working for you. Why would I show up? Clearly, it's not helping you. Don't expect that from me. But that's tone deaf. I'm telling you, people, and I'll end it here. Sorry. Vincent, you probably have something to say. Went on a little tangent there. But people, just because you're put in a leadership position doesn't make you a leader. And that's what people fail to realize. Just because he's at quarterback and that is supposed to be the leader of your team doesn't make him a leader. And we're seeing he's writing a book of what not to do when you're a leader or in a leadership position. How to not be a leader. Or how to not be looked at as a leader. I'm sorry. But this foolishness between him and Mike McDaniel, it shows Mike McDaniel's getting frustrated. And now it's showing that him and Tua doesn't know how to deal with being held accountable. He doesn't know how to deal with constructive criticism. He cannot control his feelings and his emotions, and that is bad. That is really bad. And I don't like it. I just gave y'all a whole list, and then they added one on. I forgot about the Omar, and I forgot about I keep receipts. Well, no, I did say that because that was Ryan Clark. And Shannon Sharp. But hey, it is what it is. Vicinity, you had something that you want to add to that about the two and Mike McDaniel?
I have things to say, but you said everything. I mean,
I'm sorry. I apologize.
No, listen, it's great because I can sit back, watch some football, while Tony's going. There was 100% truth in everything that you and Jess said. Let's not act like Jess did not, throw some great points out there and spit some facts as well. There's nothing else to add to that. And we are where we are. And it's tough, but I have nothing to add on to what you said. It is what it is. And thank you both for making such great points.
I got one more. It's easy to just hold a clicker. I said that CCR. I said that him versus Cam Newton. I just said that with the clicker. Oh, she got the clicker.
Got the clicker. Just can't hear it very well.
I believe we got one more. Jess, one more question.
We got one more. Well, looking ahead, right? Let's title this whole topic as looking ahead. I feel like we keep asking this, where do we go from here? But do we tear it all down? Do we embrace the tank, ride this out? Are you trading anyone by next week? Obviously, we know that nobody's getting fired. That was
allegedly.
Allegedly, no one's getting fired. Realistically, we're 1-6.
Yes.
We are the absolute laughing stock of the NFL. Every morning you turn on Get Up, whatever you want to turn on.
First
Take,
about us. ESPN,
Sports Center. Earlier this morning, I don't know what show it was. I briefly saw it on Twitter. There was Dolphins fans' tweets. They had them all sprawled out saying fire Greer, fire McDaniel, this, that, and the third. An absolute laughing stock. And I get it. The Jets haven't won a game or whatever, and they're worse than us. Mentally, they're not worse than us. Like, I would rather at this point be over there and at least be like, okay, we're building something. I don't know what we're doing at this point. We're completely just crashing from within. So where do we go from here? Where do you want to go from here or hope to go?
For Sandy, you want to answer that first? Because I'm going to have a lot to say.
Go ahead. Listen,
okay, well, once I go on, I'm like,
I'm watching football. If I feel like I need to add anything, which I probably won't, I'm just here so I don't get fined. I'm here for my brother Lou. That's it.
I appreciate you. Listen, then they say, Tone, do you think the staff empowers his lack of awareness? I wouldn't say the staff. I wouldn't say that. I would say, does Mike McDaniel, which is a nice segue to what I'm going to say about blowing this up. Mike McDaniels and his approach to fixing Tua, so to speak, empowered his lack of awareness. The lack of holding him accountable empowered his lack of awareness. Because how do you know if you're doing something wrong if people are not pointing it out to you? And then when someone, i.e. Tyreek Hill, points out your flaws, you catch an attitude, and your coach or anyone on the team doesn't go to you and say, my brother, you cannot be like that. I don't know if y'all remember this, and it probably was before we started the show, or right when we first started the show. Y'all remember when he had that little one-on-one talk with, and they showed the video, and Teron Armstead and him talked about it when he went to Armstead to try to correct him about something that he wanted Armstead to improve upon, and how he was so non-confrontational, and Armstead had to tell him, no, you say what you got to say. We need that from you. That showed me everything that I needed to know. Because if you're that non-confrontational and that tentative with telling someone how they need to improve, that means you personally feel some type of way, or it hurts your feeling if someone comes to you and tell you or criticize you about the things that you need to correct. Because that's how you approach them. When I approach people straightforward with honesty, because I don't get offended when people approach me straightforward with honesty, as long as it's the truth. And you're not, just saying something, or it's not hate. When you come to tell me, hey, yeah, man, nah, you was wrong with that. And I'm like, I can respect that. I'll respectfully say, well, I don't care if I don't respect your opinion. But if you're on my team and you tell me something that even if I'm getting mad about it, I'm not going to hate you up, or hold a grudge on. No, that's not my character. So when he went and approached Armstead like that, that's all I needed to know about him not being the type of leader to lead men in a gladiator sport. Right? So now, to your question, Jess, blow it down. Am I being patient? I see you threw a little shot in earlier. I know I ain't forget about it, because I said, but I still keep the same stance. It's not patience with me. You can say patience. But what I want for this to do, this is how I want it to play out. I don't want Tua to have any excuse. I don't want Mike McDaniel to have any excuse. You know why? Because if you fire them and bench them, you have these fans that still think it's the offensive line and everything else. They're not seeing. You know what I did see? Just what I've been noticing. Guess what? I seen a lot of people that was diehard Tua fans saying, "I'm done. I can't do this anymore." And this is what I told you and Lewis when y'all was up here. I say, no, let them finish it out. Let these people see what's going on, so they don't have no excuses. Y'all remember that? They don't. Y'all remember? If we were talking to Ryan Clark, Scrappy Tua. If we got to get Scrappy, we can get Scrappy. Tony, he told them to keep his name out of his mouth too. He did say that. So all I'm saying is, at the end of the day, he say, how do half you people want McDaniel to stay? The poll is wild. Oh, I forgot about the poll. Hey, make sure y'all vote on the poll.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. We should have been reminded. Let me see how many.
It says, did you want McDaniel to be fired? 47% of people said yes, and 53% said no.
Wow.
Which is kind of crazy.
53% say they don't want him to be fired. Hey, listen, it's y'all prerogative. We got 74 votes. Listen, man. Listen, y'all make sure y'all hitting that subscribe button too, man. Let's get us to the at least 690. We 2 away from 690. Y'all try to get it to 690 before we get off the stream or today. I'll tell you this. Am I ready to burn it down? Thank you for reminding me of the poll. Yes, I think Mike McDaniel should be fired. Why do I think he should be fired? Not because it's the X's and O's, but because him not being a leader of men.
Wait. The premise of that question is, did you want him to be fired? Like after that game, did you want him, as in today, not as in, do you want him to be fired in the future? Did you want him to be fired? I mean, did you think that earlier sometime this day, Mike McDaniel should have been fired? So for the people who are saying no right now, they could be saying no, not right now. I want to wait till the season's over, or I want it to get worse to where it's basically, it is going to be where it's going to be for people who want the top 5 pick or whatever. You understand what I'm saying? Did is the primitive word, the word that you need to look at. That's why, not do, because do means now.
Yeah,
did,
right.
As in Monday, Black Monday, whatever you want to call it. Did you want him to be fired today? There should have been a today, but hey.
Okay, cool. We got that. All right, nice. Did I want him to be fired today? No. Or do I want to be fired today? No. No, I don't. I want him to right. You know why? First, one of them, I don't want that little boost, the energy boost you get, you win a little dose of energy and confidence when you get the interim coach and you win 2 to 3 games that you had no business winning, but you just riding a wave of the momentum. I don't want that. I don't need that. I want us to get our top 2 picks at this point. We in the second position. The Jets clearly, that only team that we seem to have beaten this season. So no, I don't want him to fight. I want this to pin out. You want to know why? Because I don't want no excuses for, even though it is right. But for everyone that says I want Mike McDaniel to be able to pick his own quarterback, I am gonna never let y'all forget. I'm never gonna let y'all forget this. He did pick his quarterback when he went and banged the table for Tua to get extended. When he could allow him to play on that 5th year option, he picked his quarterback. He had his opportunity there, and he chose to hitch his wagon to Tua. I will never let y'all forget that. No, I'm sorry. This is a result-based business, and you have to answer to your decisions. So this is the consequences that comes with you hitching your wagon to Tua. Miss me with that. I want to see him with another quarterback. He should have thought the same way and thought in the future, because you don't only evaluate quarterbacks year to year. You do have to have a projection. This is why you draft people. So it was, to me, a no-brainer. The Baltimore Ravens had just did the same thing with Lamar Jackson, and he had an MVP already, people. No, I'm sorry. So, yes, I want Mike McDaniel fired because of the lack of his evaluation of his quarterbacks, because someone give me a reason for me to believe that Mike McDaniel is a good evaluator of quarterbacks. Can someone give me that? You drafted Scotty Thompson in the 7th round. I don't really care about it. It's the 7th round. You take a chance. But Brock Purdy was right there. Brock Purdy was right there, and you chose Scotty Thompson over Brock Purdy. You brought in Mike White, Tim Boyle, Tyler Huntley, Teddy Bridgewater. I'm not too mad about. These are the quarterbacks, and now Zach Wilson. These are the quarterbacks you chose that you thought you saw fit to run your offense. And we saw everyone else outside of Tua look abysmal in this offense. Not Teddy Bridgewater. They really isn't that bad. So someone give me some evidence for me to believe that Mike McDaniel is a good evaluator of quarterbacks. I'm sorry. I don't have evidence of that. So miss me. You chose your quarterback with Tua. Now, furthermore, Chris Greer, this is why I want you fired. Because you're non-confrontational. You don't have the fortitude to put your foot down when it comes to decision making. You admitted this. He self-admitted this in an interview. I deferred more than I would have liked. My brother, you've been here for too long. Now is when you realize that, sorry. You had a possible 5th rounder, I think it was, 5th or 6th rounder for Calais Campbell. You let Mike McDaniel go over your head and convince Stephen Ross that we could win. That we could win with them after seeing how the season was going. You apparently, allegedly, let's say allegedly, but the rumors are you didn't want to pay Tua. You let Mike McDaniel go over your head. You and Brandon should, is the reason. You let Mike McDaniel go over your head and convince Stephen Ross to pay him and give him that extension instead of putting your foot down and say, I would extend him. Let's just let him play off that 5th year option. He's already paid. It's already factored in the salary cap. You can't change that no matter what. Somebody help me. And at the end of the day, I'm sorry to tell y'all this. Me and Lewis on this platform always say it's player execution. And I always, you want to know when me and my brother part ways? When I say yes. But once you start extending those players that are not executing, now I have to put the fire on you. The blame go to you. You get all the responsibility because you saw how y'all saw how to perform. Y'all saw him not stay injured. Y'all saw Ramsey having the downfall, a decline. I'm sorry, having a decline. Y'all saw Austin Jackson not being healthy. You saw this, and y'all, Tyreek dropping passes. I'm sorry, we saw this. Not getting on. They didn't get on from the beginning. Remember that quote came out when Tyreek said to her, "Don't speak to him." That quote came out after the first at the season 1. That's when that quote came out. So y'all saw the friction there. But y'all extended all those players. And then after you extend all those players, Stephen Ross, this is what I think Stephen Ross is our biggest problem. Our biggest problem. Because after you let them convince you to extend all these plays that haven't been getting it done. After that, you follow that up with extending Christopher Greer and Mike McDaniel. Neither one of them have a playoff victory. Neither one of those guys have a playoff victory. You extended everyone that failed in this team because they made the playoff 2 years back to back. Actually, that was before they made the playoff 2 years. No, it was. They made the playoff 2 years back to back, 2022 and 2023. 2022, 2023. They started out 8-3 both seasons, and they failed down the stretch. And you saw fit to extend players, coaches, and GM that had that type of performance. Stephen Ross, I cannot make you sell the team, but my brother, do us a favor. Put that for sale sign up, my brother. Because it seems like you don't understand that you're the problem. You're allowing coaches to go over GMs, to overshadow the GM. Why would you do that? You allow players to come into your office and say either him and me and chose a player over a coach. You did that, Stephen Ross. You allow a Tom Garfinkel, and I don't know if it was Brendan Shaw, but probably Brendan Shaw, even though he's my guy, it had to be you too. But you allowed them to call you and tell Chris Greer to pump his brake when he had multiple candidates outside of Mike McDaniel. You told him to pump his brake. And you essentially allowed them to make his decision for him, which is bringing in Mike McDaniel. I get it, Eric. He's not selling, but that's why I asked him to put up the for sale sign. But Stephen Ross, you allowed all this stuff. And this is complete chaos and turmoil. And y'all think that we supposed to come out here and say everything is all is well, we'll get them next year? How? Based off what? Give me any example to show me that we'll get them next year. It's 25 years, people. 25. 25. That's on you, Stephen Ross, because you know why coaches, every time they leave here, they say those people don't want to win. They're more concerned about their feelings and going out partying. You have one person that can't be held, one side of the locker room can't be held accountable. The other side is out partying and saying, you know what, we ain't going to be nothing anyway. I'm always enjoy the ride while I'm here. You got people like Odell Beckham Jr. that was a problem in other locker rooms that came here and said he couldn't stand showing up to work every day because of the atmosphere here. You got people like Deshaun Elliott leaving here saying for once he went to Pittsburgh, it feels good to not feel like he's going on the field with a bunch of pussies. He said that. I ain't say that.
You had to clarify that.
I'm telling you. And then you got Vic Fangio, the dude with the most experience in that goddamn building. Y'all remember when he was here? They bringing in people and didn't even consult the man. You know how dysfunctional you have to be? Even if you're not on seeing eye to eye, you still have to do your job. What do they tell you when you go to work? Leave your problems out the door. Take personal feelings out of it. This is business when you get in here. And you cannot conduct business the proper way and allow this type of stuff to go on in that building. I'm putting this on you, Mr. Stephen Ross. So yes, Jess, I just gave you a reason why I want to burn it all down. Everything. No, you noticed I didn't mention our quarterbacks and the players that are getting rid of everybody. You know why? Because that is the front office job. They have to get that right. They have to understand that we're allowing this to happen. Because if you keep the people in the building that hold each other accountable. I show shout out, my brother Lou, not feeling well. I saw him clip of Burns. What is his name? Artie Burns, the edge rusher from the Giants.
Yeah.
You know what he said after that they lost? Because you do know that the Giants gave up 33 points in the fourth quarter to lose to Denver. 33. You know what Artie Burns said? He said, hey, man, listen, we had them at a disadvantage. And you know what he said before they can even get to it? Now, Brian Burns. Sorry, Eric. Brian Burns. Thank you.
That doesn't sound right, but I'm going to let you roll with
Artie
it.
Burns was the receiver or the cornerback or some type of player. Brian Burns. You know what he said? He said, I know that Dayball is going to come out and say it's his fault. It's on his shoulder. Blase, blase. This, he said, his words, not mine. He said, but forget all that. It's our job. It's on us as the players. We had them in a disadvantaged position and we didn't execute.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Brian Burns said. Now, me and Lewis been over here telling y'all it's player execution. That's a player that's out there, a part of the defense that gave up those 33 points and say, I know my coach is going to say the right thing, but I'm telling you it's not on him, it's on us. We was in a position that we failed to execute. That's on us. Players taking accountability, holding themselves accountable. Telling his players. Now, can you imagine if he go in there and I was watching what the show is. It was Antonio Pierce. When they was talking about Tua Tagovailoa and him throwing the team on their bus. He was talking about them. And he said, looking at that, the player came out of him. He said, man, they should have a conversation with that kind of stuff coming out. And you know what he said? He said, but I'm telling you how that conversation should be held. And he said the same exact thing that Channing Crowder said. He said that conversation cannot be a regular conversation. That conversation got to be chest to chest. And you know what he said? And it may need to go to fisticuff. I just point out, this is a former head coach and a former player. Telling y'all what should be happening in that locker room by players. He said, excuse me, coach, get out the way. This ain't got nothing to do with you. This don't have nothing to do with you. We got to go handle this. because we have to go on the field, not coaches. They kick those type of people out of this locker room. Y'all realize that? They kick those people out of the locker room. Y'all remember when Vic Fangio left? Kick rocks? Y'all remember that? How many videos kick rocks? Because a man in this building that refused to let y'all get away with everything and he made sure he held at least his side of the ball accountable. Y'all, I don't know if y'all remember this, but when I was going to training camp, now we were going before Vic Fangio got here and after Vic Fangio got here. And one thing I told y'all during the Vic Fangio time here, I said, you know what I noticed? The attention to details. The fact that he makes people run the drills over when they get it incorrect. And he started with Zach Sealer and Christian Wilkins. He started with those two. Don't have asset. I said this. I said, oh, I've never seen that. I said, you want to know why that defense was so good? Because he was holding them accountable. No, you're not half-assing this. Get back down there and do that right. I know you know how to go through the drill, but you're not going through the motions because going through the motions is not getting you right. It's called muscle memory, people. If you practice half-ass, you're going to play half-ass. If you practice full speed, you're going to play full speed. And when I went to the training camp this season, what did I say? I say, man, only thing that I would say when y'all trying to crown Anthony Weaver is, but I don't see people running the drills over again. I don't see when they fumble or anything. I don't see them go run it right. See, y'all got to understand this. Those things in practice, the little details, paying attention to details, are the difference between winning a close game and losing it. Those are the difference. Discipline. I just showed you how close that game was against Cleveland and us. Yardage, time of possession, number of possessions. Everything was practically even, and we was leading in the yardage. But you know what we lost? Turnovers. Discipline. Actually, I think we lost in penalties as well. Let me double check before I don't want to give out no false information. What where are the penalties at? Penalties. Yes. They had 5 for 37. We had 11 for 103. Attention to details. Sticking to the basics.
Ouch.
Fundamental football. It's crazy to me though. But you know, we want to go out and say, you know, cut them some slack and have every, you know, excuse in the world. I'm just sorry. I'm not giving them any more excuses. I can't. I refuse to give anyone any more excuses. This is on Stephen Ross, Chris Greer, Mike McDaniel. I've already told y'all these players are not executing. That's the problem. But there's a reason they're in the building. It is. And how long do we give this regime to get it right? When is enough is enough? I'm sorry. I see they had Jaden Ramsey and Javon Holland. What that mean? But how good are they? Am I missing something? Oh, I see Brad Boss. That Fangio defense also has some damn good players. Let's not forget. If you're talking about Jalen Ramsey and Javon Holland, we told you how trash they was when they were here.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all going off names. Y'all not going off production. Zach Sealer was here, and now everyone want to give credit to Calais Campbell and Christian Wilkins for his success, but when I put on the film, I see him getting pushed down to the ground. And you could ask people that watched the film with me, pointed out Zach Sealer getting pushed to the ground by his own players and getting pushed to the ground on one-on-ones. One-on-ones getting pushed to the ground. That's effort. That's paying attention to details. He's getting, exactly, Nene, he's getting bullied. And his whole defense is getting bullied because the guy that we paid, that I banged the table for, so I will admit that I was wrong, is not setting the tone. So now we got a rookie that we spent a 13-round pick on getting bullied and getting benched because he's not been, just no example being shown. He walked in here and said he was a culture changer. What culture are you changing now? Look like he fell right into the right in place. Fell in line. I don't know what to tell y'all. But yeah, I'm ready for everything. Tear it down. Tear it down. Go ahead. It seems like you had something to say.
Listen, that was wonderful, Tony. Can you hear me? I'm trying not to be that, rant, yelling at the camera type of person. I'm just over here chilling, watching, Jahmyr Gibbs, love my running backs. Roll Tide. Anyway, Tony, you, Lewis, I would say are very, very well versed in draft and scouting talent, evaluating the talent. How many times have we gone BPA?
Ooh.
How many times have we said if that player is on the board,
yes,
don't let them get past you? And how many times have we done it? There needs to be a change in philosophy because I understand filling a need. There will always be needs for the most part because players come, players go. Sometimes you got to pay, sometimes you can't. But there are certain players, when we go back as Dolphin fans, how many times have we said we could have had that player or we chose that over this?
Yes.
Right? So, for me, that is why, let them finish out the season. I mean, it can't get any more chaotic than it already is, right? It is what it is. It's a dumpster fire. Some people predicted that it was going to be this bad and knew it was going to be this bad. That's why I'm not, crying, a river right now. I mean, the writing was on the wall, and it is what it is. Once they told me they lied to my face last year about the culture change, I knew it wasn't different this year because you just lied to our face again. Congratulations for anyone who believed that. You played yourself. If someone lies to you once, they will lie to you again. This whole media circus of if everything's all right, you don't need to come out and tell everybody it's all right. You only if you see the building is on fire and someone says no, that building's not on fire, you can obviously see the fire. No, that's not a fire, right? Like that's what that's what it is with the Dolphins.
Delusional.
Right? Hey, listen. I've had my delusional years as a Dolphin fan. We all have. Fandom, it is what it is. Like people fan their way, and I tell people I'm not going to tell you how to fan over this team. It is what it is. It's your choice. It's your prerogative. It's your life. It's your sanity. As long as you are cool, just don't disrespect nobody in the name of the Dolphins. Like I think that's where people cross the line sometimes. Just don't disrespect nobody in the name of a sport or of the Dolphins, especially the Dolphins. It is what it is. It ain't that serious. These people don't think about you or care about you that much for you to be losing your ish with somebody that you don't know or anything like that. But yeah, that's why I want to, because I'm tired of all the what ifs. I know that we have acquired talent. A lot of acquisition has had to come because of our lack of ability. Now, I'm not saying they got every pick right, every pick wrong. No, a lot of teams get it right, get it wrong. My thing is sometimes you do have to shake things up. There are a lot of picks that I like. There are a lot of picks that I'm like, I remember I was when I saw Kenneth Grant. I was like, I was upset. You can go back to the tweet. They're out there. There's receipts. I did not like it. One of the linemen, there was a couple of linemen out there that are, doing way better than the one that we got right now. And I was mad when we went defensive line and the first, and then circle back. It is what it is. The receipts are out there. People say, "Why are you upset?" I said, "I wanted O-line there." It is what it is. The receipts are there. But I was wrong about a lot of things. Wrong about two. It is what it is. We live, we learn, we fan. Cool. But that's my issue. There's so many times I'm like you and Lewis go over, like, we could have had that player. We could have, and I'm just like, look at them balling out. And you're just like, and then to see sometimes the mentality of different players, and you're like, that's something we need in our locker room. The distaste for losing. The fact that when we're in these press conferences and I get this nonchalant attitude, it's as if they have become so numb to it that they're just like, man, I'm going to stay on the PR train. I'm going to say what I got to say, not to make no waves in this locker room and keep it pushing. But that certain people are having honest conversations because you can see the players that are actually frustrated. Look at the body language. That will tell you a lot about the ones that are the ones and that are really like, we should be better than this. And the ones that are saying, I'm just here to get my paycheck. I'm just here to get to the next week, stay healthy. Maybe, I can go to another team, try for another team. I'm just trying to put tape out there so that if another GM or another team want to come and get me, it's going to be there. You can see who is actually committed to the winning and want to win, and the ones that are just like, man, it is what it is. Got a couple more weeks, and we're going to be all right. Got to weed that stuff out. And that's all I got to say about it. I just want to change the philosophy when it comes to just building this team. Not saying that we have not had talented teams. Not saying that we have not had the ability to compete. When you guys talk about, the mental aspect of it, you can have all the talent in the world, but if that mind ain't there, it's going to be wasted because that dog that y'all talk about, right? You can be talented and not a dog. And only dogs will really show up when it's time to fight. And it doesn't feel like this team has a fight. Not saying that there's no dogs on this team because I believe there are dogs. But it's like that, gorilla versus 100 men thing, right? You can have 100, you can have 20 men that are dogs. It's like, I'm going to go after this gorilla, right? But them other 80 is going to be like getting flung out. So now it's really 20 versus one big giant. And what are you going to do against that? It feels like the ones that really, 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 really want to fight, really want to win, have that desire, they are too outnumbered. And it's sad to say that. The fact that you're that outnumbered on the field, your best 22 isn't good enough. And that's all I got to say to that.
Whew. Now I saw someone, I don't know if they was understanding what you were coming from, but this Brad Boss, I don't know what it's come from. He said they miss out on premier talent, and then when the players they do bring in don't or can't execute, it's only the players' fault. No one said that, bro. He for laugh out loud. They shouldn't have been on his team in the first place. I do believe, I know I was, and I believe she was, explaining how the front office and the GM miss on players and they don't go best player available, which is why we will want them to be. Oh, no, I'm not directing at her. I agree with her. Okay, I'm sorry. All right, cool.
I was just about to say, wait, he just commented again.
Yeah. Already, you know what I'm saying? But listen, that was a great point about the Jav. I didn't even go that route because people kill him. But being that you said that, I don't know if y'all remember all season on the top of your head, but me and Lewis, we all had our favorite players. Lewis' favorite player, do y'all remember who his favorite player was?
For what?
Dart. It was Dart.
No,
Dart,
it was not
yeah.
Jackson Dart.
I thought, was it the safety then?
There you go. Nick Imamori.
Nick Imamori.
Y'all remember who my favorite player was coming in the draft?
No.
It
Heck
was
no.
it was Gray Zabel.
Oh yeah. That I wasn't even thinking about my guy. Well, your guy Gray. Sorry. No.
Gray Zabel. I would like to point out that respectfully, Nick Imurori is ranked number 1 in rookie safeties. Number 1. And Gray Zabel is ranked number 1 in rookie guards and number 1 overall in run block. Not rookies. Number 1 run blocking guard in the league. Those are the 2 people that we wanted our guys to get. Now, we both said trade down. Well, Lou was cool with getting Nick Imurori at 13 or Jackson Dart at 13. I was cool with moving down to get Gray Zabel or Jackson Dart. But what I said was I thought that we would get Kenneth Grant because I think they would pick Kenneth Grant over the guy from Ohio State, his partner, I forgot, the one who just destroyed us, right? But I said trade down, get Gray Zabel first, and then you go get one of the like Deion Walkers or the Sanders from Kentucky. I said you go get one of them in the 2nd or 3rd round. I would like to point out both of those tackles are playing way better than Kenneth Grant, and Gray Zabel is ranked the highest rookie and the highest when it comes to run blocking overall. This is crazy. And that's to your point, Insanity. We want BPA, best players available. We both like Nick Imurori. We both would have said if we had our opportunity, we would have went either Nick Imurori or Gray Zabel. But they didn't pick all 3 of those players. They had an opportunity to go out. They didn't pick none of them. None of them. CCR say Dart was the pick, safety. Don't move. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. But just goes to show you, if we understand this, y'all, these people get paid hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars to do this evaluation, and they cannot continue to get it wrong. I guess you mean they aren't. He said they aren't choir boys. I guess you mean they aren't choir boys, which I understand that, Mondo. But Makumba, remember, Dave? You remember when I said that's the safety out of Texas, right?
Yeah, I had him in a lot of
You remember when I said, give me Makumba later? I don't want to pick that high job pick at Nick Imurori because I didn't think he was going to last to the 2nd round. He did. But I was like, woo, Lou, more and more I watch that boy Makumba, I'm liking the physicality that he bringing. But, hey, I just, appreciate you, Insanity, for bringing up the draft and our evaluations of the draft because I you know what? Let me remind people again. Once we got Jonas Savai and I went and watched the film, I told Lewis, I say, Lewis, man, at this point, I'm hoping the play on the field matches the mindset because he's saying the right things, but I don't see that on the field. I told Lewis this.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, yeah, he said, I said it. And now look at this. For some reason, I just don't get, like, if you don't jump off the screen for me, I'm not. You know who I said? Get Rivers. Out of the U.
Okay.
Go get Rivers at guard. I said this. Sleeper. I could go show y'all my notes when I said my sleeper guard, get Rivers.
I remember that name.
He's over there starting now for Cincinnati. Starting. I think they got him in like the 5th or something like that. Or 4th. I don't get how we can see this type of stuff and they don't. That's all I'm saying. I don't. And I haven't been doing this for a long time. I haven't. Before I started this show, all I did was watch and just, enjoy the sports. But to actually give, and I'll be like, no, I think he's good. Just give him my opinion. But actually going to watch film on him, say, hey, I really just started doing this. But talent gonna jump out. And this is when you outsmart yourself. This is why I hate numbers. This is why I hate analytics, because I said this. Analytics is killing sports. Oh, but the number says this. Oh, but the number says, I don't care what the number said. Because you look at Makumba, he looks small. But you go put on that field, that boy bring that wood. Sorry. Craig Zabel was coming out of a smart school, whether it was North Dakota State. But when I watched it on that field, I said, he's doing what he's supposed to do when he plays against that lesser talent. Dominating. Right, delusional fan. But the EPA says exactly. Nobody cares about EPA. When the film tell you that EPA is not messing up what I see on this field. But, you know, who am I? Just a guy that wants best for my team. Go ahead, Fitzandy.
Nah, I think you nailed it. And I'll say it is very humbling. It's humbling to see a lot of these franchises get that turnaround and turn that corner. And it feels like we've been on that bend for so long. And it's like, when does it, end? You think about, oh my gosh, Jesus, even Detroit figured it out. People forget 0-16.
0-16.
0-16. Year after year, not making the playoffs. BPA, all those first round, they were just like, I mean, granted, they had so many needs that if they went PPA, they were feeling the need anyway, right? But man, you got a Texans team that we thought we left for dead, being competitive, making playoffs, got wins. Man, listen, the Colts.
Oh my God.
People thought the Colts were left for dead. Physical team. Just physical. Go in, put on the pads, week in, week out, and stick to their game plan. Stick to it. Stop us. You know what we are going to do, but we are going to be the best every down at doing what we're going to do. And you can't stop it, and you won't stop it. When are we going to have an offense or a team, let's not just say offense, a team that can impose itself, that can say, we are going to meet you on that field. We're going to do what we want to do, and you won't be able to stop it.
Exactly.
People laughed when Tampa went from Tom to Baker. So what are they doing with Baker? Okay. Went, got them, got what? Now look, they got Mike Evans heir apparent already. Mike Evans is probably out for the next umpteenth games again because he has a shoulder injury and a concussion. Now I got to find a way to offload him in fantasy. And didn't even miss a beat when Mike was gone. And now they got this little dude named Tez Johnson from Oregon. Back-to-back games with a touchdown. Ain't out there needing to make big play, but just execution. The thing you and Lewis preach is execution, player execution. Players are going to get hurt. It will always be next man up for each and every team. It's going to happen. Someone is going to have to fill in. And it is what it is. Granted, we could talk about Patriots. We all laughed.
Oh my God.
We all laughed. Okay. Better than what? Bottom of the AFC East. Now competing for first. And
they are in first right now.
But I'm just saying they're going to be competing for it. Like they're going to be competing for it. I think Buffalo is going to still have something to say about it.
Okay. Yeah.
And they're going to be competing for it. But come on. It's you know how they say pick a guy, let it fly? Miami, pick a guy, let it fly. See the vision, change the vision, and just I'm not gonna say figure it out, get it right. And then to Larry's point, and the great Don Shula, don't keep doing it until you get it right. Keep doing it until you can't get it wrong. Those words hit me like it hit me. I was like, I never thought about it like that. You didn't do something until you got it right. You did it until you couldn't get it wrong. Just LA Rams. Oh, they were left for dead. Nope. They found a freaking wide receiver. Is it Puka? Like, when was Puka? Like 6 or something? Like late? Oh, this is some nonsense. Like this really is just. I'm not going on a rant. I told myself I wasn't going to go on a rant. Just
what happened, love? I can't force myself to go on a rant anymore. I gave up. I did that last week. Now I'm not. I'm over it. I'll see y'all next year.
Man.
Hey. It's gonna be a lot. Listen, it's gonna be a lot of interesting draft talk. It's gonna be a lot of interesting draft talk because everybody's going to have a reason to pick a guy. Everybody's gonna have a reason to pick a guy that they like, and it's going to be I honestly think it's going to be, because even if you want to go quarterback, it's going to be that same versus thing now, because there's other teams that need quarterbacks, and it's gonna be like when Miami has a chance to pick, that guy is always going to be compared to the guy that went either before him or after him, and we're going to still be in the same thing, and it's still going to, like, if that guy doesn't come out and do what we need him to do, it's going to be the same thing that we just went through right now. So if you're going to go with this year, it better be the best quarterback. It better be. You can't, like, it has to be. I can't go through another civil war within this fan base over that position. It's been daunting. It's been dark. It's been right, wrong, right. It is what it is. So to everybody, strap in. It's going to be a very interesting season. Please do not keep complaining. We know what to expect when expecting now. We do know that we're on to the 2026 draft. I put that out earlier. And don't be mean or malicious to each other. We are all enduring the same thing. It is what it is. And yeah, that's all I got, Tony. That's all I got.
Appreciate you. I'm telling y'all, Hayes King for Georgia Tech. He's a tough. He quarterback. He's tough, but he's more of a runner. I don't know if I'm talking about Cool Boy Curry. I seen him put him there from Georgia Tech. I watched that boy. He could play. I'll give it to you. But he looked like he's more of a playmaker, not a quarterback. So I think he'd be a developmental project. So project. I'm sorry. So I think you could get him late and develop him. You might have something there, but he's a gamer. I'll tell you that. That's a tough. That boy is a gamer, a ball player. I will always take a shot at a ball player. I would always take a flyer on one of them. That's a fact. They crazy. But Jess, got anything before we get up out of here?
No.
No.
I commend my lovely co-host Tony for taking the trip to Atlanta this week. I am gladly sitting this one out. For those of you that are going to games, traveling around, see you at MetLife. I will still attend for now. For now. It's going to be a long rest of the season, a long off season. I don't know. At this point, nobody should be letting this team upset them as much as we've probably been upset for the past 6 weeks. Because at this point, let's just move on.
No, Eric is in Atlanta. Game is in Atlanta.
No, it's in Atlanta. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Dave, respectfully, I don't know what you're talking about. Which part?
He said be respectful to people.
Oh,
don't be cool to people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
Listen, we had enough of that off season.
I got you, Dave. I got you right here, Dave.
No, sir. Not me.
This is like the continuation of the off season. It's like the longest, like.
Dave said, "You talk about be respectful, man. You crazy." But listen, man, we gonna get up out of here. Appreciate y'all for coming through. Before I get out, I asked y'all to get us to 690 before we got out of here. And last time I checked, we was at 692. So I appreciate y'all to all the new subscribers. We appreciate you. Make sure y'all hit the like button.
And welcome to Jess's chat.
Jesus Christ, here we go. Listen, man, still 31 of y'all in the building. If y'all haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. We gave y'all 2 hours today. 2 hours. That's the passion coming up out of us, right? So
and my parlays are cooking. Which also, before we actually leave, when you continue that, why did you say that I didn't
get out
have
of here, man? We don't
Jahmyr
want to hear that.
Gibbs? You said that I didn't have Jahmyr Gibbs, and I do.
Who said that?
You did.
You said
I didn't say you had Jahmyr Gibbs.
You kind of said it in.
Say that. And then I agreed with you like an idiot, and I was like, "Wait a minute!" And I went and looked at my fantasy. I'm like, "I do."
Okay. I did.
Hey, you like watching tape? Go run the tape back.
Yes.
Yeah, I did. I thought I was saying no. I'm going against him in my fantasy league.
Okay, and the other one, okay.
Yeah, I'm going against him. That's why I was like, no, man, I'm done. I was like, man, I'm done. That boy, man, he's cooking. Goodness.
He is cooking. If Trey is still in the chat, I saw him in there earlier. I'm whooping your ass today.
I'm done. Wrap it up. Stick a fork. I already lost that one. Well, on the other note, in the one over there with us, I slaughtered that one. So,
It's me against you next week, Tone. And I'm bringing belt to ass, so be ready.
you see them points? You see them points I put up this week? I'm just saying.
You see them points I'm putting up right now with Jahmyr Gibbs? Right, belt to ass against Trey. So I'm coming for you next.
You got respectfully. You got 139. I got 159. So yeah, it's levels.
Oh, okay. Keep that same energy next week.
We'll see. But listen, man, she started talking trash already. Oh. Yeah, that's kind of.
Had to bring the energy back up, Trying not to give applause-worthy moments out.
You, Eric Rivera said, great show. Thank y'all. We appreciate y'all passion from him. Shake, I'm skipping that. I don't know what to talk about. Dolphins said, great show. Hey, listen, we appreciate y'all. See y'all next Wednesday. We see y'all Wednesday, 7:30. Hopefully our brother will be back. Shout out to Vincenti for blessing the platform. She's always coming through when we short, whenever she have opportunities. So y'all make sure she's a part of the family. Y'all always I want to shout out to Vincenti for always showing love. And today, that revolver goes to all 3 of us because all 3 of us ready to burn. Where's the? Oh, okay. Ready to burn it down. So. Bang, 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 oh, and don't forget, y'all hit that subscribe button and that like button. We out.
Yo.
Wrong one.